Hey y'all, I'm AdaKay, and I must confess, I'm a trial junkie. I enjoy viewing trials as if I was the seated juror. So grab a cup of java, get comfy, and join me as we hop into court. And don't forget to comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe. And if you're really enjoying the channel, please join our membership. We're back. This is the afternoon session for December 20th. We are doing our court hopping. We have been watching Judge Fleischer. Oh, I have a hard time with names, but anyway, I'm AdaKay. Thanks for joining. I can't wait to get back into court with this guy. He's amazing. But before we get into court, we need to hear a little word from our sponsor who keeps me going. Oh, we have Ollie T today. I want to welcome Ollie T to our family. They are our new sponsor. Ollie T is a veteran, woman-owned company. They are passionate about creating artisan small batch herbal teas, focusing on self-care and wellness, while at the same time offering tasty drink options. Ollie Tea does not incorporate scenting or flavoring agent and is naturally caffeine-free with no added sugars. They let the natural ingredients speak for themselves. Their herbal teas are packed as loose leaf and in convenient tea bags. Certified Go Texas and homegrown by heroes. They offer many different choices from lavender citrus to lemony mint to restore and to scarlet nibs. They also offer fabulous Christmas gifts such as these wonderful tea strainers. Y'all, this is absolutely beautiful. Please click on the QR code or go to www.buyollytea.com to get your tea. Let me know which is your favorite. I hope you enjoy. Yes, I hope you do enjoy. It is so good. I do have tea later in the day because it's no caffeine. As much as I want my caffeine, I'm getting to where I can't. I just can't. I can't. I'm having to reset. Okay, let me get that out of here. Here we go.
Just
into the wild blue
it
mountains.
could be very well threatening, harassing. So if you go back home and we find that you start acting like this, I'm going to put you in custody. You understand?
Say something.
Sure. I don't want to talk about the case. I'm just giving you the expectation of how we are going to move forward. That's it. I just be nice. It's not hard. And if consuming makes you devilish, done. Got it? All right. Come on. Morgan, what do you say?
Well, thank you very much.
What say you as far as
I don't think that would be necessary, Judge. He said that he can still visit the house, he just can't stay there anymore.
Or afternoon or morning.
You know what I'm going to do?
Depending on
Come
where
over
you're
here.
viewing us from.
I'm entering this protective order. This protective order identifies Mr. Madden as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon. This usually comes with a residential restriction, so you cannot go back to the house. I will take that off so that you can go back. But I'm telling you, you now have a protective order in this case. So if you threaten, if you harass, they now can file a new case on you, a violation of protective order. And if you get one of those, I'm telling you, things will go sideways extremely quick. You understand? Okay. Okay, Joe.
His chair kind of.
Judge, I've got Jared Matthew Romero. He's on a DWI PTI. He's completed just about everything on there except for the restitution, and that's why PTI is asking for a 6-month extension.
Romero, come up.
He had $3,846.35 in restitution. He has $2,200 of it. He's in the
Paid or
well, he saved up because they want it all in one payment. So he has $2,200 saved. So he only
how do
needs.
you know?
I'm sorry?
How do you know?
That's what PTI reported on their email, Judge. That's what they're telling me.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. I think it was, you might have been CC'd on it, but if not, I can forward it to you. But I sent it to Victoria.
You want to go to jail. You're begging for it. I'm telling you, you're begging for it. You're not in compliance. And when people don't comply, we have one, I mean, you just saw what happened, John.
Judge, he was in an accident, so he was out of work for a while. He's also in the Marine Corps Reserves. So that's where he's drawing payment or pension or whatever. But I mean, he's trying. He's only 1,600 away. I mean, they were asking for 4,000. He has 4,000 just to cough up right away.
I get it, Joe, and I'm with you. But what I would like to see is a faithful monthly or bi-weekly payment into some kind of registry so that we know he's serious about completing it. I'm just not going to reset it for 6 months and for hopes and prayers and gumdrops and dreams that he gets it done. We've tried that. We've given him an entire year, right? Or at least.
No,
I mean, it's
no
587
unicorns
days.
for this
Still,
guy.
I'm not doing that. Now
I didn't get in
I
trouble
have to
by that.
micromanage, right?
But he
Because
brought up
you're
the
not able to do it
gumdrops.
on your own. So let's figure out, you tell me what is a good amount bi-weekly that he can put into some kind of registry so we know he's serious. And Joe, I'm not asking for hundreds and thousands, right? But something reasonable so that we know he's serious. The next time you fail me, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I don't know how else to put it to you, but I'm going to tell you now, a DWI conviction is completely going to hose you for just damn near anything. I have people that come here that tell me they can't get an apartment because they get a DWI. They can't go to Canada because they have a DWI. They can't get a loan for a house because they have a DWI. They want to go to Cash Pawn America to get speedy cash. Denied. So it really does affect you, not to mention how much your insurance is going to skyrocket. It's stupid silly how bad a conviction will hose you.
Yep.
So I guess just let me know what you think, you know.
Stupid conviction.
Because he's done everything else, the classes and everything else.
Right.
This is the only hang up this money.
So I just want to, let's find what's reasonable, Joe, and I'm down. I'm going to give you the time. Right. It's not a question. But I want a good faith effort on his part that he's actually paying, not just a hope for it and set off 6 months. So you let me know, and I'm happy to do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Well, and he's right. You know, some people. How do I
Gentlemen.
do this stuff? I knew a person who had something similar to this, and they didn't have a payment plan set up, so they thought, well, I'll just save up the money, and about a week before it's due, I'll have a lump sum of, say, $3,000, and then I'll just go pay it. Well, guess what? That $3,000 never got saved completely because they didn't do it. They were taking money out for other things. Oh, I'll get it later. I'll do it this. So they put them on a payment plan, and the payment plan was doing great. And then all of a sudden, they decided not to do it anymore. They ended up serving 2 years in jail. It was a big fine, but they ended up serving 2 years in jail for it. And it's like, I don't understand. You rather go to, there's some people say, I'll go to jail for 180 days and not pay $2,000. I'm like, I won't want that on my record. I would, what? It's so petty. Just pay the dang money.
I'm bringing all of you here now because I don't want to
month.
repeat myself
Pay it.
15 times. All of
No
you
more cigarettes.
stand charged with driving
More
while
beer.
intoxicated. All of you are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
All three at once.
We're
huh?
going to do probable cause on each of your cases. Each of you have the right to remain silent, the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Let's start with Mr. Acosta.
The officer initiated a traffic stop after observing the defendant drive without headlights at 8 p.m. Upon contact, the officer observed red glassy eyes and an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer called the Spanish speaker to assist, and in plain view on the passenger front seat, the officer observed an open and an empty bottle of alcohol. The defendant.
Drinking while driving? Is that what you're saying?
There was an open container, Your Honor. And the officer conducted standard field sobriety test. The HGN was unable to be completed due to the defendant's failure to follow instructions. The officer then transported the defendant to JPC, where DICs were read. The defendant consented to press, with the results being 0.132 and 0.140.
What did you say the stop was for?
For driving without headlights at night.
Mr. Acosta, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. All right, let's go with Mr. Mason.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 29th, 2024, the officer was flagged down by
Kristen, I can't pull it up now.
by a witness at
You won't
Tomball
let me.
Parkway. The officer observed the defendant's parked vehicle on the #1 lane northbound feeder road with hazard lights on. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed the defendant to have red glassy eyes and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking prior to driving. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 1 out of 8, and one leg stand 0 out of 4. The DIC was read and defendant consented to
Got
breath.
it.
The results were 0.093 and 0.089.
So he was by himself?
He was by himself, Your Honor. He was just stuck on, park. His vehicle was parked in northbound feeder road with hazard lights on.
Okay, I see it. All right, Mr. Mays, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case as well. Lastly, Mr. Ulloa.
Yes, Judge. On December 1st, 2024.
You've got a lot of
officer conducted a
notifications
traffic
for
stop on the
12:20,
defendant's vehicle
Kristen.
after observing it run a red light at an
8 a.m.,
intersection,
4 p.m.,
and
12
upon
p.m.
contact,
Do you
the
know that?
defendant was observed to have a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, red glassy eyes, slurred speech, and was stumbling. The defendant stated he was coming from a bar and admitted to drinking prior to driving. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused, and a search warrant was signed and executed.
Have you checked on all three to see whether they have other DWIs? Prior DWIs?
Acosta has no priors, Mesa has no priors, and Ulloa also no prior DWIs.
I don't understand why people drink and drive. I really don't.
Gentlemen, I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you are not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until these cases are over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration, or you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going
2
to
to 3
do.
years.
If you do not have a Texas driver license, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission, sir?
Sin permiso.
What happens if you go to jail? What did I just tell you? Did you hear anything that I just said?
Vuelvo a mi país. Regreso a mi país.
With me, send back to
And how long will you sit in custody for that to happen?
9 meses, 6
9
meses.
months. Yes.
Likewise,
De igual manera.
are you in this country with or without permission, sir?
Without permission.
Do you understand everything that we said? You as well. Are you here? Are you a United States citizen?
With permission.
What type of permission do you have?
I work.
I don't know whether you're lying to me or not. And Mr. Ulloa, it really doesn't matter. but I'm trying to warn you of the consequences of what happens if you go to jail. It really makes no difference to me whether you're this, whether that, I don't care. All I know, gentlemen, I want my streets safe. And if you don't have a Texas driver license, you're not allowed to drive. Each of you will be signing a promise with me that you're not going to drive, and I don't care what
Period.
the reason is. If I find that you drive, and I don't care, Jesus comes from heaven and needs to ride to church. You get into a car and drive, we will have issues. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, boy.
Do you understand? Likewise, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you. Do you have a Texas driver license?
No, I haven't gotten it.
What's funny?
Qué gracioso.
No, que siento culpa porque pude haber evitado muchas cosas.
No, I just feel guilty. I could have avoided many
Stop.
things.
I don't want you to say anything. You're in enough trouble as it is right now. Don't make things worse for you. The only 3 things I'm asking for you: don't drink, don't use illegal drugs, don't drive, and stay out of trouble. As long as you can do that, gentlemen, you and I will be fine. If I find that you're a danger to my public, I will put you over my knee, treat you like a child, and spank you like a child, but I will do it with a ton of jail time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Okay,
All
sir.
right. We're going to reset each of your cases to give you time to hire a lawyer.
Like him. Jesus is Lord of all the earth. I would not dare tell him if he could drive or not. I wish I had a snapping. I need to find me a whip sound. Like the Indiana Jones sound. Because
So what's going to happen now,
that's a
gentlemen?
can of
I
whoop.
will have you come up here. Each of you will sign a document promising me that you're not going to drive. After that, I will get you to Ramona, where each of you will sign a reset. You're going to get you out of here for you guys to go hire a lawyer. After that, you will each get
Legal
released
judge
for your bond
over the knee
conditions, so
is
you sign
never good.
until you know exactly what you can and cannot
Ton of
do.
jail time.
After that, you will be free to go. Gentlemen, you are lucky that you're not in custody now. Make the most of it, because the next time you go to jail, you may not get as lucky. And I'm telling you, on any given day, I have about 10 people that are sitting in there with immigration detainers. Don't push your luck. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Get out of my courtroom.
Good morning, Mr. Wenzel. Is it Wenzel?
He's in the spanky
Yes.
mood.
Weinzel?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Weinzel, you're charged with assault of a family member.
Sir.
You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. The complainant, the defendant's nephew, and the defendant lived together and were involved in a verbal argument regarding house chores. The complainant told the officers that the defendant struck him once in the face with a closed fist, causing pain. Officers reviewed cell phone video of the incident and observed redness and swelling where the complainant was struck.
Say it again. Go
Yes,
through it
Judge.
again,
So
please.
their officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence. The complainant, who is the defendant's nephew, lives with the defendant, and they were involved in a verbal argument regarding house chores. The complainant told the officers that the defendant struck him in the face with a closed fist, causing pain. The officers reviewed cell phone video of the incident and also observed redness and swelling where the complainant was struck.
And what's the age of, are we talking a young? Don't, please.
20-year-old, Your Honor.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Have you spoken to this person?
Yes, Judge.
Tell me.
So he lives, the complainant lives with his grandmother in that house. The defendant lives on the property, I believe in a shed in the back, and then he's permitted to like use the kitchen and the washing machine and things like that.
Yeah,
The
your house
complainant
chores.
just asked that they have no threatening or harassing contact. He didn't request a full no contact because he does kind of use that house and they live at the same address.
Is that dangerous? The problem is, Mr. Wenzel, is, I don't know what kind of relationship you have with this person. And it's a 20-year-old. 20-year-olds are like volcanoes about to erupt, and you never know when you're going to catch a 20-year-old on a good day, you're going to catch them on a bad day. And the last thing I want is for you to pick up a new case. So it scares me that,
we're not having no contact. We're not associating with each other. And
but the problem is that you're invariably going to run into him again.
good, we're not.
So what do you do with yourself? Do you have an income?
Total, I'm 100% disabled.
Okay, so let's do this. I had a feeling whether I was going to give you a lawyer or not. So I think the thing that we should do is, let me give you a lawyer. We can talk about the dynamic, how to go forward. But the last thing I want is you to accidentally run into him. You guys have more beef. You guys end up fighting again, and then more charges are filed. So let me appoint you a lawyer, and then we'll figure out. For now,
A 20-year-old.
no threatening or harassing contact with this person. I'm issuing a protective order. So he has a protective order in his favor now. So if you violate this protective order, they can file additional charges against you. Do you understand? And look, there's probably one already as it is. Yeah. It's on December 2nd, they issued the protective order. Second,
I feel bad because sometimes
Yeah.
these teenagers, and I
Yeah.
call
but
20,
understand, everything
within
else in
that-
that protective order applies. So it's no,
I find that young adults, especially men who have a tendency to be aggressive and testosterone and eager to fight and buck up at authority, which sounds like this kid may have been, and they got into cussing and discussing with fists or pushing or shoving or whatever. That to me is a concern because he's an older man. That kid probably pushed him to his limits and they both went off, but he's the one getting punished. I think sometimes the law needs to look at it a little differently.
threatening, harassing, remember, doesn't matter what you think, it's how they perceive. All right. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you step over, sign a receipt with Ramona. We'll have you find a seat somewhere, and then I'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily. Sure. Let's see. I have one already on file. So
Yeah.
Okay. You are Juan Morales Calel. So your charge of driving while intoxicated is elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blood. So you
another.
are facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, morning. On December 1st, 2024, at approximately 12:11 a.m., the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it fail to maintain a single lane as it drove from the second to the fourth lane without using a turn signal, nearly striking the officer's marked vehicle. The vehicle continued to drive outside of the marked lane as it drove north on Hillcroft Avenue, and upon contact with the defendant, who was in the driver's seat of the vehicle, the officer detected an odor of an alcoholic beverage, glossy eyes, and slurred speech.
Yep.
The defendant admitted to drinking prior to driving, and standard field sobriety tests were attempted. However, officers were unable to observe HGN because the defendant was unable to follow instructions. Walk and turn, 5 out of 8 clues were
Be
found,
right back.
and one leg stand, 3 out of 4 clues were found. The DIC was read, and the defendant consented to breath. The results were .191, .188.
Okay. Any private guys?
No, Your Honor.
Have you run it?
There's no driver's license on record.
It's got to run something. If you can run an NCIC, an FBI number, just let's make sure he doesn't have any prior DWIs. Just because it says a DWI first doesn't mean anything.
Yes, sir, we run that, and there's no
Okay.
driver's license.
Mr. Morales, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. Are you a United States citizen?
No,
Are you in this country with or without permission?
without permission.
What happens if you go to jail, Ms. Morales?
I don't have any idea, I don't know.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso. I'm without permission.
So what happens if you go to jail?
Entonces, ¿qué le pasa a
I
Dianne?
want you to think about
¿Qué
this.
piensa acerca de esto?
Yes, you're right. I shouldn't be doing this here.
Immigration sweeps the jail on a daily basis, every couple of hours. If they find you in the jail, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration. You will sit in jail for about 6 to 9 months, if not longer, waiting for all that to happen. If you do not want that to happen, then don't violate my laws, don't endanger my public, and follow my conditions. The first condition is you're not to drive. You don't have a Texas driver license, so you're not allowed to drive, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. You will be signing a promise with me today indicating that you're not going to drive, and I don't care what your deal is. I don't care what your excuse is. You cannot justify getting into a car for any reason. If you do, you will go to jail, and I can have a contempt hearing and hold you with another 180 days and a $500 fine every time you drive. Likewise, no dope, no illegal drugs, no alcohol. You will be randomly tested. You test positive for drugs or alcohol, likewise, you will go to jail. You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. It says, I have Sharma.
That's it. It's the other Morales, it's Juan.
The top of.
Oh, okay. You have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with counsel. If you lose out of contact, if he tells me that he can't get hold of you because you're playing games, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Mr. Morales, you will not get any more warnings. Heed this, take this as it is. If you don't, we have only one place for you.
Okay.
All right, we'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. We'll get you to Ramona to sign a reset. You will get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Lambert. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 1st, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it operating with an expired registration, traveling north on Kirby Drive. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed the odor of alcoholic beverage, glossy eyes, and an open container on the passenger side door.
An open container.
The passenger side door, Judge.
Standard field sobriety tests were performed.
Wow.
HGN 4 out of 6,
Open
walking
containers.
current 3 out of 8,
Come on, people.
one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused. Blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Stop for. I zoomed.
Expired registration, Your
No, no driving facts, Judge.
What do you mean?
It's not like he
It
ran
is
a red
music
light
fan. Are
or
you in
failed
this
to maintain a
county?
single lane. It was simply the registration.
Get it? He's got an open container. A year and a half ago, he had one dismissed.
I understand, Judge.
Do you have any more details? Is it cold to the
Yes.
touch? Is it halfway down?
Yes.
Passenger side door.
I know, but people can put it in the
What?
passenger side door, Marcos,
Kind
you
of
know?
far.
No, Your Honor, the only details we have are in the passenger side door.
You don't have any more information? I mean,
Information about the container, Your Honor.
And we don't have the offense report yet.
First of all, I'm going to give everybody a warning.
We just want, that the DIMS don't clarify.
I one time was at a restaurant and had the best wine I've ever had in my life. And I wanted the bottle, and we drank it all. So I have an empty bottle of wine. Now, mind you, when I say I drink about that much wine at a time, because otherwise I'm asleep. So we were at this event for 3-4 hours. I had eaten. I didn't have any, I wasn't worried about driving. So this is about 4 hours after I had a drink. And my drink, once again, was a little wine glass with about that much in it. So very minimal. And I was smart enough to put that in the trunk of my car. Don't ever take an empty alcohol container and leave it in the cab of your car. Even if you drank that 5 days ago, even if you're like me and you're like, oh, I really like this. I want to take it home because I want to remember what it was. And this was before we had all these cell phone things. And no sooner did I pull out of that parking lot, they had 3 cops on the side of the road pulling people over, checking for drinking, driving. Luckily, I had no problems. They asked, did I have anything to drink? And I said, I had this much wine 4 hours ago. And they looked at me and everything, you know how they do. And luckily, I had someone in the car with me. Can't say who they are. Basically say, yeah, she's our designated driver. She doesn't really drink. And it's true. I maybe drink once a year, and it's like that much. So anyway, I didn't have any problems but had I put that bottle in the cab of my car anywhere, I'm sure he would have had me out walking the line, breathalyzing, maybe even taking me in for driving with an open container, even though it was empty. So people, use your brains. Come on now.
Whether it's cold to the touch.
And if you have a car like
HFD and 2 were transported to Memorial.
Sorry about that. I lost.
All right, Mr. Wenzel is, it's
Even
elevated
if
to a class A
you-
misdemeanor
let me
because of the high blood sugar you were facing.
My bad. Even if you have a car like mine right now that does not have a separate trunk, put it in the back part of the vehicle. Don't keep it in the front seat. Don't put it in the passenger part. Put it in the back compartment.
A year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine.
Not using a turn signal on Hillcroft Avenue, 191.
We randomly tested. You test positive for drugs or alcohol, like you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Not any more warrants. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine.
Where
You're
you
going to be
cannot
probable
access
cause.
it.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 1st, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it operating with an expired registration, traveling north on Kirby Drive. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed the odor of alcoholic beverage, glossy eyes, and an open container on the passenger side door.
An open container.
The passenger side door, Judge.
Standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused. Blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Stop for.
Expired registration, Your Honor.
No driving facts, Judge.
What do you mean?
It's not like he ran a red light or failing to attend a single lane. It was simply the registration.
Get it? He's got an open container. A year and a half ago, he had one dismissed.
I understand, Judge.
Do you have any more details? Is it cold to the touch? Is it halfway down?
Passenger side door.
I know, but people can put it in the passenger side door, Marcos,
Kind of far.
No, Your Honor, the only details we have are in the
Don't
passenger
try
side.
to fool me, Marcos.
You don't have any more information? I mean,
Information about the container, Your Honor.
And we don't have the offense report yet, Judge.
Correct.
We just want, that the DIMS don't clarify whether it's cold to the touch or warm to the touch.
Hey, y'all. The residents are urged to stop shooting drones as Biden dismisses threat of mistress flying craft.
how long?
Don't get
Because
into politics. I just find
if
that
I
interesting.
find that it's an open
I just had this
container, I'm
image
taking
of
away his
everybody
privilege to drive. And I'd like to know because,
What is it?
okay, yeah, absolutely. Mr. Lemberg, I'm going to find if there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume
You need to
alcohol,
get the police
illegal drugs,
officer
or
in there who
unprescribed controlled
wrote
medication.
that up.
I'm also now putting a prohibition on your license. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If I catch you driving without an interlock, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? You will not get any more PR bonds. If I find that you have an open container of alcohol in the car while you're driving, I'm going to take your privilege to drive away from you. You're not allowed to drive for any reason. I don't care. Do you understand? Likewise, if I find that you drive, you will go to jail, and I can have a contempt hearing because I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care if there's a burning building and 15 kittens that need to be saved. You drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail
Don't make fun
and
of
or a
kittens and
$500 fine
bunnies.
every time you drive. Do you understand?
No,
I don't know yet, Marcus. If he's got the open container, it's going to happen. If it doesn't,
Judge,
then I'm
again,
not.
SUV, it's an open container on the passenger side door. And I'd have to look at all the facts of the case, Judge, and talk to my client, but, you know, I've never seen a case where the open container is on the passenger side door. It seems to me.
If there was possibly someone else there, I
Of course,
get it.
that's exactly.
But, you know, a little ingenuity goes a long way, as they say. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, perhaps he didn't see the furtive movements. I don't know. It was late at night. What time was this?
Your Honor, this took place at midnight, Your Honor.
I don't know. Let's see what they say, and then we'll go from there. For now, I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to this for now, and then I'll destroy it if they don't say that it's an open container. I'm gonna have you sign a receipt with Ramona. We'll get you with Fleischer for bond conditions. You have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance while you have the lawyer, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Marcos. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, then I'm gonna revoke your bond. You pick up a new case, you consume alcohol, endanger my public in any way, it's over. Say it again.
Oh, the deputy didn't answer, the judge.
So just to be clear, Judge, is he able to drive with the interlock, or you're saying he cannot drive?
I mean, I guess I'll give him the benefit of the doubt now because I just don't know. But can you reach out to the officer? And then if you find that it is an open container, it's like cold to the touch, halfway, you know, drunk, come back, let me know, and then I'm taking it away. For now, I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it. And that's it. I would hope that it's elementary that you understand you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. Elementary.
Thank you, Judge.
Elementary, my dear.
Please.
Elementary.
Good morning, Mr. Duvall. Sir, you're charged with assault causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir. The officers was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance with a weapon. The complainant advised that she was in her home when she heard someone knocking loudly on the front door. When the complainant's husband, the witness, opened the door, he and the defendant started arguing. The complainant stepped between them to try to stop the fight, and the defendant shoved her, causing her to fall to the ground and hit her head, causing pain. The witness told the officers that when the complainant fell, the defendant called her a dumb bitch. And when the officer spoke to the defendant, he stated that he went over to the complainant's house after the complainant and the defendant's wife got into an argument. The defendant then stated that the witness chased him with a machete and a baseball bat. The officers did not find either of those items at the location.
Who said that?
The defendant stated the witness chased him, but the officers did not find this.
Okay. Do we know if she still wants to have contact? Have you got the rip done?
The rip was done.
Yes, Judge, I spoke to this complainant, she's requested no contact. I think they're neighbors, they live about a mile away from each other. And then she's just requested that he's not allowed to come to her property either.
Okay. But the bad blood is, I guess, between the gentlemen as well, though.
I think it's between
Right.
both families. She explained to me that there was a argument that was started a couple months ago, just between them, and then it's kind of been ongoing since then.
All right, Mr. Duvall, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Don't have contact with these people. I see there's bad blood, but it's just not worth it sitting in a box 6x9 for months on end because it's just some bad blood. Just don't go back over there. Don't have contact with them. Don't be in possession of weapons, and then everyone's happy.
One question, that is my aunt's house. So, sometimes I do have to drop stuff up
I
there.
would use someone else.
Yes, sir.
The problem is that I don't want you to go over there.
Yes, sir, I understand.
One day they're accidentally there, they start popping off to you, and then boom, you're the one that's on bond for this case. So even if they call the cops and it's not true and they start, fibbing and saying this, the cops come out, they're going to be on you because you got the open case.
Yes, sir.
So when you get into a pissing match with people with authority, 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna lose, right? So it's
Amen to
best
that.
to prevent all that, so that's why we do this.
Yes,
So
sir.
just don't go over there, don't have any contact, and then we're all happy.
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living?
Construction.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
How much money do you make a month?
Well, I just got back to work. I make, right at 25 an hour.
If you want time, I can give you time to hire a lawyer. If you have any issues and you're unable,
I use, Juan Vasquez. Juan Vasquez.
okay. Is that, you want to go hire this person? then?
Yeah, I will hire him. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do
Well,
now,
I was told that I didn't need a lawyer because more likely this would be thrown out. And,
do that.
and
Anything?
no, Mr. Vasquez, it said something.
I don't see how anyone can say that without,
Because
okay, don't.
I didn't.
So I got a bunch of DAs here. Everything you say is recorded. They use it, so just don't. Better to have the lawyer work on it to try to work it to your favor, but just don't say anything now because anything you say, they're gonna use it against you. So I'm gonna have you.
Good for you, Judge. Anybody have a good case with him? Hold on. Oh, let me hang up. I forgot to hang up first. Okay. Oh, I gotta send my link. Uh-oh. I'm trying to see what we can do. Anybody have a special case of his that they like? Why don't we do this?
So no PTI?
No PTI.
She knows about it, right?
Love
Yes.
this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Morning, Miss Hutchison.
That is
It's Hutchison.
fun.
So you no interest in doing the PTI program?
She's currently in the
You're wrong.
PTI
She was
program.
just
She's
removed
terminated.
from
Oh, she was removed? Oh,
Yes. I didn't have a.
got it. No, yeah, too late. Okay, so Ms. Hutchison, you've worked out an agreement where they're offering you
Zip
3
it.
days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand, ma'am, yeah, I just see that it removed. You need to understand that this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that if you ever get pulled over, an officer's going to look at your history. They're going to see this DWI. If you smell like alcohol or dope, it's not going to go well. You know, the other thing, what we're doing today, it's not going to, I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on for whatever you pick up.
Yep.
So no more proverbial slaps on the wrist.
Nope.
You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization, you give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will stay on your record. You can never take it off. This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the offense, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. What do you do for a living, man?
I work as a reception.
And how much money do you make?
I bring home.
I don't like having to say in a
I want you to
public
understand
space
something,
like
man, that,
what my
you know,
income
DWI is big
That
business.
would
There's a
disturb me.
$3,000 surcharge that usually is tacked on when you pick up a DWI. And when you get a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail for every $100 that you owe. You understand?
Trying to get that captioning a little
I
more
will
balanced.
waive your fees now. I'm not, it's, next time, it's around $7,000 you're gonna be walking out. So if you want to get lit, just don't get into a car. $20 a button will take you anywhere you want to go. All right, good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
You run it.
That's a good point. If you have money
I
to
have to
go out
suspend your
partying
license.
and
I'm suspending
drinking,
it for
you
180
should have
days.
the money to pay for a
You're
ride
Aziel
home.
Gracia. Mr. Gracia, you. So
He's charged with, I've never seen this before, Judge, that he's charged with violating a bond condition.
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly seen it.
And,
It's either,
It's not a protective order, it's a bond condition.
right, because they can't make the protective order case because it's been more than 61 days,
Had
right?
nothing to do with the protective order, Judge.
So, yeah, right, I get it.
It was a different situation completely. Had nothing to do with family violence.
Get there. So you're charged in violation of a bond condition / protective order. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. If you cannot afford a lawyer be appointed to represent you. So before we start, was he in a PTI? Is that why this case is 1,000 days old?
Yes, sir. He just has a few BIP classes left to finish the PTI.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Judge. The officer was dispatched to a business in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant grab another male aggressively, and the officer conducted a search on the defendant's person and found a loaded gun in the front pocket. The defendant is currently on bond for an assault family violence and has bond conditions in place prohibiting from possessing a firearm.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Gracia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on the bond conditions. State, what's your position as far as he's in a PTI? He's now picked up a new case.
That's a standard, I believe, in Texas.
Mr. Gracia, I want you to know that we take these bond conditions extremely serious.
Sir.
You don't, though. This is not your first VPO. This is not your first violation of bond condition. You don't get it. No means no. Doesn't mean maybe. Doesn't mean I'm going to a high crime area. No means no. And now there are consequences. Stephen.
Judge, can I tell you a little bit about the case?
Sure.
You know, like, just to explain to you what happened. He was at his business. He owns a trucking company. He hired somebody who he said he took a chance on him because he's has a sketchy record, convicted felon. It didn't work out within a couple of days, so he ended up firing the individual. The individual refused to leave the premises or refused to accept it. So he started threatening him. He went inside. The individual started trying to damage the trucks. So at that point, he was fearful. He went and retrieved a firearm that he knew was hidden in the vehicle. I'm sorry, in there. I understand, Judge.
It's about the worst thing that you can do. Imagine if you use the firearm. Who gets charged with murder, Mr. Gracia? Who has now dug themselves into a potential 50-year hole? We have a case like that today where a meager argument, someone who's charged with assault is now charged with murder because of a silly ass, stupid ass argument. Now, dude is sitting in custody with a $250,000.
And he's been punished at this point, Judge. He's been punished for violating the bond by getting an entire new case on that. So as far as him going into custody for violating the bond condition, I would hope that you would take that into consideration, the fact that he has gotten punished on the bond violation already, and the fact that he's already had to hire a new attorney for two cases at this point, and it's probably going to affect the other case. So I would hope that you would continue supervision on that, just taking that into consideration.
I truly appreciate your position, but you have an assault from 2019 of a family member. The following year, you pick up a violation of a protective order or bond condition. Now you have another assault that they were even, what the hell you're looking over there? Was it Jesus over there? You already have an assault of a family member that was dismissed.
What
The
was that?
following year, you pick up a violation of a protective order or bond condition. Now you have another assault that they were even, what the hell you're looking over there? Was it Jesus over there? You already have an assault of a family member that was dismissed as it is. You were lucky enough to even have this kind of an agreement where they're willing to dismiss a second assault of a family member, and now you pick up another violation of a bond condition. Eric, he doesn't get it.
I understand, Judge.
You don't get it. And now I have to show you we mean business. I think that you are utter and complete danger to public safety. And I will do everything in my power to protect my public in every single way. Because the last thing I want is you to pick up a murder case like we have here this morning. Someone else goes with you.
Judge, one more thing. There's a bond condition on there that he's not allowed to return to that address. That address is his business. It's his place of business. The other person has no right to that address. So hasn't worked for the last week and a half because there's a bond condition, I'm assuming from the magistrate, that doesn't allow him to go back to that business.
Show me proof.
I'd like to be
Show
able
me
to take
proof. And, the proper, and you need to advise, the proper way to do things is you call the cops. Really. I mean, if you own the business, you show it. I mean, how easy would it have been to just call police?
I mean, he has a right to defend his property and.
Not while the case is open. He does, but not in that manner.
It's one of those things where things happen quick and you have to make a decision. And when we're talking about trucks that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, things like that.
911, man. Really?
How long do they take to get there, Judge? So
okay. They will still take his ass to jail and then, you try to get restitution or whatnot. But
so as far as the bond goes, can you set him a bond today? So
of course.
And Judge, we've contacted Conrad because it's his case, but I just want to confirm that bond has been revoked for his prior case. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On the assault, I'm revoking it.
Yes, Judge.
Looks like they set the bond at 20,000 on the new case.
Yes, Judge.
I'm gonna mirror it.
Because he's already posted that bond. He's already hired me. He hired me on the other case as well. There's a motion to sub in your queue that I need you to sign as well.
I'll sign it for you.
I'd ask that you set that new bond at $500. It's tough for the family, Judge. I mean, at this point, he hasn't worked in 2 weeks. He's trying to get back on his feet. He did everything properly. He didn't go back to the location because of the bond condition.
I'm not doing $500. I mean, I was thinking that was going to mirror the same one. I was put it at 20,000.
And that would be his state's position to mirror.
So he understands that we mean business. If he's unable to bond out, I'm always willing to talk after a couple days. But I want him to understand that we take it absolutely serious. And when you go over there with a gun with the intent to do some serious damage, hell no, no way, no. And I think that making it 20,000, what the other one is, hope it'll get his attention. But like I said, look, I'm not out for blood, Eric. So
y'all welcome Miss Dianne. She's hopping in today. Yay!
From a funeral, and I'm feeling better. I can talk. Huge thing to be able to talk with your voice and your hands, but voice too.
You've been a sick little baby.
Do you know that I got 24 roses from a friend who knew I was sick and said, "Get better soon."
Oh, you're welcome, love.
Chocolate and a teddy bear and a balloon.
Who sent you those?
A friend named AG. I'll tell. Oh yeah. Oh no. I will tell you later more.
Uh-oh. Really?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you later more.
You choose to tell me this after we've been talking, and you choose to tell me this live when I can't get the skinny? You little snot.
Yay.
So there's hope for me.
Oh, yes. There is hope for any woman out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you're Sarah Boone or Lorena Bobbitt.
What's happening here?
Oh, we're just court hopping. Nothing major. All right. Here we go. Now, this judge, you're going to like him. Here we go.
He's unable to, after some time, come back. And I'm not talking weeks, but, a couple days. So he realizes that we mean business.
So we're talking about 2 weeks minimum. So they're getting 10,000.
Well, remember, I Zoom. So you can be in Abu Dhabi. I'm still, here.
His mom's present. So let me talk to her.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
You're loved, my dear.
You were Samuel Torres. Mr. Torres, you're charged with driving while intoxicated It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle make a wide right turn at an intersection with the dividing concrete median, accelerate at a high rate of speed from the intersection, failed to maintain a single lane, moving halfway into the center lane before returning to the outside lane, cross over a solid white line into a bike lane before returning to the lane, and the officer observed other cars in the area at the time, rendering the failure to maintain a single lane dangerous to the other motor vehicles. The defendant's motor vehicle stopped at a red light and remained stopped after the light turned green, obstructing traffic, and the officer then initiated a traffic stop once the defendant's motor vehicle finally proceeded through the intersection. The officers had to travel approximately 0.5 miles from the
Is this
original
better, or do you want
location as the
faster
defendant
speed?
continued to drive. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and the officer observed bloodshot eyes, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant stated he did not immediately pull over because he lives at the apartment complex where the traffic stop was eventually performed and did not want his vehicle towed. The defendant stated he was coming from his sister's house, and the officer observed the defendant using the motor vehicle to regain balance. The defendant stated he had one Long Island liquor drink that he was currently consuming inside of the motor vehicle, and the officer found the frozen daiquiri still frozen and half consumed on the passenger side of the floorboard.
He's drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge.
Literally.
And the officers performed standard field sobriety tests, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was rid of the DIC, consented to breath. The results were 0.151 and 0.160.
Mr. Torres, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir, I do.
I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive at all for any reason.
How are you going to get home,
I don't give a
Boo-Boo?
rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? From now on, you'll be taking the Dodge Patas. This is an affidavit that you're going to be signing with me today, promising me. And I don't care what your excuse is. If there's a burning building with 50 kids you have to save, you get into a car and drive, we will have issues. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will randomly test you. If I find that you consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, sir.
You know what PR bond is?
Any private
Personal
APIs.
recognizance. I just go personal. How do you sign bond? Or do you finger sell it? I've
How
seen
old
it
are you,
personal
sir?
penalty.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic.
How much money do you make a month?
A lieutenant? Oh,
About
mechanic.
24
Thought he
right
said
now.
lieutenant.
Who do you live with?
My wife, my sister, my daughter.
That's horrible, dude. Sensei down. Down.
Who else in the house works?
Just me.
Yourself out. KB,
Apply for an
thank
employment
you.
lawyer, sir.
By the way, everybody welcome KB. She is an attorney. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't spill the beans. And I didn't know if you wanted people to know that. My bad. So Diane, basically sign yourself out. Personal bond, sign yourself out. Yep. So that's just giving you some context. Thank you, KBF.
So help me. Any issue, Mr. Torres, if I set your bond $5,000 to $10,000 and you ain't got anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. Make wise decisions while you're out there. Because if you don't, I'm gonna keep you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You mind giving me an application, please? Have this application for an appointed lawyer. I need you to fill out everything. Don't just put zeros because I'm gonna send it right back to you. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. You're gonna have to meet with Fleischer for your bond conditions, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
Vasquez, Guillermo.
Jaquan Peterson. Mr. Peterson, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officer was part of a task force with the main focus being hostile street takeovers and racers. A large group of motor vehicles were meeting at the 11700 East Freeway in a parking lot in Harris County, Texas, when the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter an area of the parking lot and begin to spin his...
Si tú hablas, te pongo en la cárcel. Okay, sorry, please.
Would you like to start from the beginning, Judge?
Please.
Yes, Judge. On November 14, 2024, the officer was part of a task force with the main focus being hostile street takeovers and racers. A large group of motor vehicles were meeting at the 11700 East Freeway in a parking lot when the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter an area of the parking lot and begin to spin his rear tires with a loud screeching noise. The defendant's motor vehicle did several donuts, losing control of the rear end within 10 to 15 feet of other motor vehicles making up the pit. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle complete approximately 2 to 3 donuts, and a traffic stop was initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant, and the defendant admitting to doing donuts.
On his NCIC, does he have any other cases like this by chance?
I'll run his NCIC, Your Honor.
Please. Mr. Pearson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you imagine if you start doing these donuts, you hit and kill someone? Who gets charged with murder? These are things you must consider when you're out there in the free world. You think before you act, think before you speak, because actions may be your last.
And Your Honor, he has no other open cases or criminal history.
Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Let me run this license,
It's
please.
eligible, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in activities like this again. No reckless driving, donuts, street takeovers, racing. If I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is take your privilege to drive away from you. And the next thing I will do is I will put you in jail. Do you understand? 610. The freeways toll roads, parking lots. This isn't the right way to put, you don't do this over there. And I'm gonna tell you now, the Texas legislature has made it extremely easy for DAs across Texas to seize and take cars for individuals who participate in these types of actions. And I've had defendants come here with their cars seized, $50,000 trucks taken because of these types of actions. So be careful out there, because not only can you next time go to jail, but you may lose that very car that you have.
Yeah, people don't like it when they take their cars away from them. Yeah, that'll work.
Can you follow those conditions, please? No donuts, reckless driving, etc. We are going to research your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you sign the receipt with Victoria. After that, we will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond condition. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
How you liking him, Diane?
Potter,
How you liking that judge?
page 16.
Hey. Robert Potter. Mr. Potter, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 17th, 2024, at 1:10 a.m. in the morning, officers conducted a traffic
Y'all
stop
like
on
my
the defendant's
stanza?
motor vehicle after observing it traveling at a high rate of speed, 67 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone.
Wow!
Upon contact, the officer observed the defendant to be the driver and sole occupant and observed him with slurred speech, strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and bloodshot, glassy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking and scored himself as a 5 on a 1 to 10 intoxication scale. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted.
Why do
AGN,
they
6 out
open
of
their
6,
mouths?
walk and turn 7 out of 8, 1 leg stand 2 out of 4.
Why do you open your mouth and talk? Oh, yeah, because they're stupid and drunk.
The officer observed the defendant to be disoriented, drowsy, had slow and sluggish reactions, was uncoordinated, unsteady, as well as disoriented during the test. An inventory search of the defendant's vehicle revealed a 12-pack of 12-ounce Modelo's in the back seat, as well as a 6-pack of 14-ounce Michelob Ultra with 1 container left. The DICs were read and the defendant consented to breath, the results being 0.097 and 0.099.
Is there any evidence that he's consuming while he's driving?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Potter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance?
Yes, sir.
In your name?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Can you run his license, please? Any priority WIs?
No, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, Mr. Potter, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
19.
What do you do for a living?
Work.
How much money do you make a month? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'll get you with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Be careful. don't use. I don't care what your excuse is. If I find that you're using, there's a one-way trip. You understand? Okay, man. Come on.
All right, the next is
You said paid at 8?
page 8.
Okay. Tatiana Green. Good morning, Miss Green. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
The complaint and the
I
defendant have
just
been
realized
married for
he's in a
3 years.
regular tie today,
On
not a
November
bow tie.
17, 2024,
He always is.
officers were dispatched to a welfare check at a residence in Harris County, Texas, where the officers met with the complainant, who stated that the defendant and the complainant were having marriage issues due to the defendant cheating. The complainant stated that on November 17th, he observed the complainant laying on the couch he observed the defendant laying on the couch talking to another man on the phone. An argument then ensued. The complainant stated the defendant grabbed a curtain rod and hit him twice on the leg while he was laying in bed. The complainant stated he called 911 because he was worried about safety and needed help. Just before the officers arrived, the defendant bit the complainant's left arm, causing pain. The officer observed the injury on the complainant's arm.
Are you kidding
Do
me?
we know if he wants to have contact with her?
I would assume not.
I'll read the RIF.
This is an older
performed,
stream.
so-
We've
Okay.
already done the live one. I'll look for a live stream.
Ms. Green, it looks like a protective order has been issued in this case. Get to know it. If you violate it, the state will file additional charges against you, a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Until I know that he wants to have contact with you, I'm barring you from having any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. So it appears that the complainant does not want contact and the complainant is moving out in order to make sure no contact.
Okay, do you have a child with this person?
No, sir.
Great.
Okay, we're going to jump to this live stream ended an hour ago, but I want you to see he's got the same jacket on, but with a bow tie.
So I can't continue to let him just continue to violate. This is the third bond violation. We're back, right? And they said what, 9? What was it? I don't even remember how many.
Judge, yeah, we can go to hearing today if that's what we need to do. I was just, if this is gonna be resolved on the 8th anyway. I mean, it looks, from my standpoint.
Resolved, but I don't want him to continue to violate bond conditions.
I understand that. I don't see that he will. I mean, when I reviewed what I saw from the monitor, it looks like there was some sort of technical thing going on because it would
show me. I mean, I want to see it. If there is, then I'm not going to take him in. But if he's playing games with us, I'm going to take him in. That's what we set it to today for that very purpose. And
yes, sir.
I mean,
you can allow me to talk to state real quick.
Take your time.
See, same jacket, black shirt or blue shirt and a blue tie. Appears to be little dots on his tie. Good to see you, Rachel. How are you liking him, Diane? Wait till he gets pissed. That's cute. He reminds me of a Pee Wee Herman. And I'm not a big P. Oh, his pants are even that. Oh, Your Honor.
Morgan, I'm gonna call him, because the problem is that she may still think that he's representing. So, you know, and you gotta notify the other person. You can't just withdraw.
Oh,
Yes,
judge is making a
Judge Fleischer,
call.
court file. Would you mind having giving me the call? Correct. Yeah, this is my cell phone. He can use that. Okay, thank you so much. Take care.
Ah.
So she's okay with us coming her out.
Okay, let's start
Yeah.
this. There we go. Here we go.
Just
Good
do
last
one.
name.
bucket that were rolled from yesterday, Isaac Rivera.
Okay,
He was, in Felony, he checked in.
correct.
And came back, and when they came back, I actually met him and his felony attorney outside. They reset the felony to February 6th because the felony attorney said that she's not ready to plead him, she hasn't had an opportunity to review the evidence, but Michael and I have. So she's okay with us coming her out, taking him upstairs and meeting him. As a part of that plea deal.
Wait. So you're gonna sign on upstairs?
We're gonna sign on upstairs, plead him, and then these cases will get dismissed. I just need to file the motion, start and see what's the soonest 351 can get it done, the docket for plea. But he's ready to sign.
What, have there been offers upstairs?
Yes, Judge. So there's two, he has, I think, 3 open felonies. For 2 of them, the family member felonies, there's 5-year deferreds on each that are to run concurrently. And as a, if he takes the plea, we'll dismiss our case down.
I mean, I'm gonna set it, and then if you get it done beforehand, great. We're setting cases for trial in February, beginning of February anyways. So, I'm gonna set it because I just don't want to wait anymore, and he's just too much drama for me. And then if it gets done, great. If not, then.
Too much
I'm
drama
gonna put him
for
in trial.
you?
I'm
sorry. Not sorry.
Reach out to the coordinator, Christopher, and see.
Okay. So we're looking at. When do you have court? No, upstairs. Now you said February 6th.
February 6th, Judge, but my internet isn't working, so I can't. check.
February 12th.
February 12th. But I can move the case before then, Judge.
Yeah, I was gonna do it for like the 11th, because that we usually do on Tuesdays. So we'll set it February 11th. If you guys beforehand, then just, there you go. Okay? And let him know that I'm done with it. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
I also have JD on clock on your docket.
He will give people a chance, but if you screw that chance, there's no mercy.
That was filed on here, like he had, tested positive for THC.
Ay, caramba la bamba. What do we do? Yeah.
What was that?
So many issues with Mr. Clark. So many issues. Ay, caramba la bamba. What do we do? Yes, of course I remember.
Sound clip.
So, from what I understand, this CSO recommends.
I need that as a sound clip.
Hell yeah. Yay. Wonderful.
Within custody, Judge.
It's great. It's a great idea. You don't agree?
I don't disagree, Judge.
How else do we get through?
I gotta find this time. Hold
I
on.
called you.
I'm finding a timestamp.
So many issues with Mr. Clark. So many issues. Ay, caramba la bamba. What do we do?
Okay, we're back up.
To Michael for a lengthy period of time, so she understands really of the motion, but I'm going to something.
Okay, thank you, Kavita. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Peebles, so can I just add you to it? There, you already have one on file. We can just attach you. No, because we can only put one person on. We can't. I didn't. I don't know. We had him on. We don't, but I can just put you on and I'll take him off. We already have something on file with you, so you don't need to do anything. Yeah, I called you so
I
you wouldn't even
want
have to
that
come
sound
here.
clip. I'm gonna get a hold of Dawn. That is a fun sound clip.
Oh, great to see you. You look good. Look at you.
La,
You look
la,
great.
la, bum, bum. La, 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 da, dun, 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 dun,
Carl.
dun, 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 dun.
Mr. Zavala, Your Honor.
Oh, he looks like a winner.
Good morning, Mrs. Zavala.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love that sound clip.
Mr. Zavala, you're charged with several cases. You're charged with failure to give information upon striking a highway fixture or landmark. You're also charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. Just these two, correct?
That's correct.
What is the agreement that you guys have worked out?
The failure to stop and go information is being dismissed, he's pleading on the burglary of the vehicle.
You know, I don't think there's anything worse in life than when someone comes out to their car and it's in complete shambles. There's nothing worse than that. And I want to tell you that this used to be a felony, and I don't know what happened with the legislature where they made it a misdemeanor. But I will tell you that you can now be enhanced. This is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. And if you pick up another one, it's very possible that they can hit you with a felony offense. They now can use multiple burglary of a motor vehicle to enhance you to a felony. Do you understand? I forget what the number is, but so they really, really crack down because everyone hates it when they go to their car and it's either broken into and rummaged. It's the worst. Don't.
This was a little unusual. It was the back end of the truck. I thought it was looking at this class, this death case that the DA and I both researched and so what was the bed of the truck? It's closed, whatever it is.
You know, the other thing is I see that your first case with us is 900 days old. You know, when you come to court, good things happen, Mr. Zavala. We don't ask much, but when you come, good things happen. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to your behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read to open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. Do you understand? This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the offense of burglary of a motor vehicle? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. If it's enhanced, it has to be abandoned. All right. You're now facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Be careful. All right. Thanks, guys. Hey, everything's done. As far as your client.
Okay.
So just use last names, okay?
I'm sorry.
Just last names, please.
DeVore.
Right, I know, but there was a prior one in 04.
Okay.
So that's why I put an interlock on, so you know. I don't know why it was not. If you show, if for some reason it is not one, let me know and we can amend.
20 years ago, in the county or something.
Yeah, it was, I think it was here.
It was Harris
It
County.
was here, so, but, so I guess just, that's what, the records aren't, they're scat. It just shows it was disposed and.
It just shows.
No,
Yeah,
that's.
no, it shows
Definitely not.
termination of.
Judge, I'm a glass half.
And I'm with you, but.
We just have termination of supervision of probation.
So, but yeah, he's ready to go with you though.
He's ready to go? All right.
Should be. Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Butler.
Louis?
You got a bow on your head. Everybody likes the Santa. Okay.
Say it again. Same as yeah. Right.
I think there's a basic bond amount for certain. Yeah, I know everyone thinking he's always doing $4,000 bond, but 5,000, but I think that's the standard here. But I'm not a lawyer. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Why do women come to court? And I don't care who you are, with a camisole and a jacket. That is that not me, or is that super provocative for court?
That we worked out with the state. We want to do a PTI on his.
And she works in the system.
He's gonna do a TRAS and then a decision-making class.
Okay. Is it on docket today?
It is, Your Honor.
Yeah, he was on docket today.
Is he? He's on.
Yeah, he's in custody right now.
He's in custody.
Mm-hmm.
And the jacket too small. Toy.
You said Solis?
Yes.
I have seen her before.
Okay. Okay.
It's under Solis, Your Honor.
Yes.
Have the cost number.
Yes, Judge. It is
Really, KBF?
253
Okay.
647.
I'm old school. She wouldn't. Judge Boyd would not appreciate that in her courtroom, though. I will say that. But if I'm not an attorney.
He's in custody.
Yes, because.
How?
He's agreeing to be transferred to the treatment facility.
So how are you going to do the PTI?
They just want him to do the TRAS done and then to also do the course.
How?
But there's a wait for them. He's not gonna get transferred to status for a while because there's a hold up on the beds there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to the corner
Okay.
And then go to the jail on Monday and have them do the class with me there.
Oh, okay. Do you want to? You're going to do it over there in the jail over there?
Yeah, let's go down.
You want to do it here?
I can do it here.
Let's see. Stephen. Just to make your life easier, you know? Hey, can you remember the other day that we were going to do that course with the one gentleman in back?
Right.
Did that work out okay?
I think what we did is we were able to put them next door.
Can we do that again? Do you mind if we do it again? With Ms. Strong's client? Put them in the small cell and then just have the thing
From
sit there,
attorneys?
the computer. If you bring
KBF?
your computer, just have it sit there and you can just watch, you know?
Yeah, because.
He cannot
I
take the
thought there was
computer
a
in
special
there.
decorum
but
they
he'll
had
be
to
out.
abide by
Yeah.
when it comes to their
That way you don't have to
clothing.
go over there because it's, we'll do it here. Yeah, whatever day you want. It's up to you.
If the program is available, we can do it Monday.
Just you guys, you work it out. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying, we're giving you the option.
Yep.
That way you can do it, you know?
There, so we can do it there.
So
I mean, we can do it today.
if it's
KBF as
not,
an attorney?
Put it on a slow day
Okay.
and then we can make it happen regardless.
I don't mind doing it today because I just don't know when. I wanted to either do it now or sometime next week because I don't know when those beds are gonna be available and he gets transported.
No, whatever.
So I'll do it today.
If I was
Do
a
it too.
judge, they would not like me.
Do it
I would
now.
not accept. That would be borderline.
Thank you.
Okay, have fun.
And then I'm also coaching on.
Well, but this is a smaller
I know,
court.
but-
I gotcha. The gentleman next to her is very much appropriately dressed. She's got these coral pink, what appear to be blue jeans on.
I got
How
it,
do you
I got it.
expect people
What
to
would you like to do with
respect the
this first?
system when the lawyers
I
come
want to
in?
push on the PC on the case. I don't think there's sufficient PC for the charge.
Yeah, that's what I would expect. But each to his own.
There's a baby bottle of a green substance found in his car as he was pulled over. He was pulled over for failure to maintain a lane.
Lord, I hope that's not mildewed milk.
So officers initiated a traffic stop after observing the defendant failed to maintain a single lane at approximately 12:30 a.m. When the officers approached, they asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle. When the defendant did so, in plain view, they saw a bottle of promethazine on the driver's seat. The officers took the promethazine to JPC and the narcotics were found to be 114 grams.
Okay, what is failure to stop and give? What is it?
I'm pulling the offense report, Your Honor.
Could be casual Friday. Today, Friday? Yep, could be casual Friday. I
Your
just
Honor, the
think
office
that
report just
it's a
repeats
little-
that the vehicle failed to maintain a single
looks
lane.
almost intimate.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
That's true. That's true. That is so true. That's true too. At least she had a jacket on.
Kira Mitchell and
Okay, Diane and I are both interpreters. Diane's been doing interpreting over 30 years. For those of you who don't know Diane, she is my dear friend and mentor. And I was talking to y'all earlier today about the difference between court interpreters, those who can interpret for court and those who cannot. She is a nationally registered interpreter, certified, and that's what I'm going to go for when I get my degree. You have to have a bachelor's degree in order to get the national certification. I had someone tell me that we could not be interpreting these court proceedings because we are not court certified. Well, first of all, Diane is. But we are not in court. This is entertainment. Okay, I'm going to put your voice on.
Oh, okay.
Say that again.
I said, that is why I can talk to you, because this is not a strict interpreter setting. This is to provide some
access
to those who are sitting home and want to flip through their channels and see what's happening.
Mm-hmm. That is right. We're not interpreting for a witness. We're not interpreting for a judge, and we're not interpreting for a legal entity, i.e. the ADA or the lawyers on the defense side. This is not court interpreting. Okay, we're not a part of the proceedings. We're not in the room. This is strictly entertainment, and I tell people some educational. And that is why I can interpret without getting in trouble. But Diane, being certified nationally and has court certification, she can interpret. So I know some people have questioned. I've already heard that there's a school that does interpreting near me that hates my guts because of what I do. And it's because I don't have certified court interpreters. I'm not a Texas certified interpreter, but under the federal law, Diane can also put her 2 cents in on this.
Yeah.
This is a big debate right now because under federal law, qualified interpreting But there are states and a lot of people who there's a lot of places at colleges that teach ASL, and the agencies that provide interpreting services want everybody to be certified because they can charge more money. And you can bet your bottom dollar that just because you're certified does not make you qualified for the situation. I was called in to interpret at a doctor's visit. I'm highly medical. You can ask Dianne if you don't believe me. I'm highly medical knowledged. And she just said, yes, you might want to voice it for the hearing. And they had this girl that had just gotten her certification that year. And she went into the doctor's office and had to interpret a very minor procedure that was being done. It was a female exam procedure. And the girl had never been even had a female exam and could not understand the words, was horrible, to the point that the doctor asked for her to leave and then asked the agency to send a qualified interpreter. She didn't care if it was certified. And in fact, the client wanted qualified over certified. And I walked in, I interpreted, I had no problems. It went smoothly. Everything went great. In fact, they had me back again. So federally, it says qualified. Am I not right?
Yes.
And federal trumps what?
State.
State. That's right. I don't, but you're set. Yep. They're such job worth. So this is entertainment. You don't need certification to speak on your own channel in whatever means I choose. That's right. But they don't like that I'm interpreting the court. And one thing about interpreting, people don't realize it's an interpretation. I might sign it one way. Dianne may sign it a little differently. But as long as the concept of what is being said is accurate, we're both right.
There is a million different ways to murder the king's English.
I need you to keep talking, Dianne. I got to get the door.
Okay. There's a million different ways to murder the king's English. Think of all of the different accents. Think of all of the different pronunciations of how words are said. But still, that concept is there. And it's very much the same with interpreting. Just because I interpret it one way does not mean that my way is expressly right. The person right next to me can interpret it another way, but the concept is there. So it's right. And that's the thing. And the most important thing is, what does the individual that's deaf say? Do they understand? Do they want to? Do they not? And that's just how it goes.
Sorry, I'm talking without a thing. So, I am hoping January, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take a week off, probably, or at least 3 days off. Probably Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. And when we really don't have anything, and I've got to rework my desk, I've got to fix my cords, and I got to get this GoPro up and going again. And I am trying to lay out my system to where I can start signing when Dianne's not here. Haley Mouse is our new mod boss number 2. And I got to get somebody trained to come into Discord, into StreamYard and run StreamYard so I can start interpreting again. That's why I've not had my hands up, because it's so hard to post comments, take them on and off screen, start and stop videos, and do all the things I got to do and sign at the same time. If I know a deaf person is watching, then I will sign no matter what. Okay. So we're going to get back to court. But I just wanted to give an explanation because we have new people on here and I've had a lot of comments. So I am not breaking the law at all.
I am not breaking the law.
And if you don't like it, too bad.
Go to a different channel.
And if the school doesn't like it, too bad. Life doesn't revolve around school rules. Federal law, baby.
Chastity Gay.
Hey, bro, now I just want to wish, come by and wish you and your family Merry Christmas, you know?
Always a pleasure, Mr. D. What you doing? You're gonna go bird watching or what?
I'm gonna go take my brother to Duke and have us a good, Christmas dinner, and then I'm gonna go bird watching.
All right. Where are you gonna go?
I'm going to Brazos Bend State Park, yeah.
Let me hold on.
Judge, is there a reason she's in the?
No, go.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Judge and I.
You know how many pictures like he's given me of like birds and yeah, it's great. Shh.
That's a noisy
He's raccoons.
courtroom.
You're lying. Don't lie. Come on. You're lying. You lie like a. You tell me you've eaten armadillo before. I would love me some pie, like, or I guess how do you eat it?
Oh, don't talk about pies. Please don't talk about pies. I would go for one, but I can't.
Wow. Wow, first time we 30. Better. So is it better or is it worse?
Okay, they're just laughing, having fun. It's pretty gross if they would complain about something making YouTube more accessible. Well, they're telling me that my signs are wrong and that I'm making mistakes and that my signage is not clear. And I have to tell you, does not matter. Does not matter what or how good you are. Diane, correct me. There will be mistakes.
Yes, there will always be mistakes. That is why normally in a true business courtroom setting, you will have, if it's a trial, you'll have 2 or more interpreters. Something like this, it's normally just 1 because they're, in and out, in and out, in and out. And if you notice, the conversation vocabulary is almost all the same in each one. What did they do? What were they guilty of? What did the officer see? What is the judge going to tell them? What's the fine if there is a fine? So, but yeah, there's always mistakes.
Well, there is. And, the thing is that a lot of times we catch the errors and we can go back and fix them. And the sign choices, people don't realize that when we have signing, sometimes sign trash for New York. Do you know how they sign trash for New York?
No, I know how.
Trash up here. This is trash for New York.
Trash? Boy, that
like
means
trash
awesome.
can, like your garbage, your trash.
Yeah. Well, if I did that here, it's boss.
Right. What is trash for you?
Trash. You can do it this way. Trash.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You can also do this like basket, but it's most of the time I use trash.
Mm-hmm. And so the thing people don't realize is that different signs in different areas, like Laredo, Texas, is the gun shooting at the hip. Really? Laredo.
I didn't know that.
But Texas is the T and you draw the X and you draw T.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But a lot of people outside of the state of Texas do the shooting, lead shooters. That's Texas. Mm-hmm. And I try to explain to people that, that's, there's always going to be variance and there's always going to be some things that don't match.
Well, you will have people who will stand and go, I am right, no matter what. And it's like, okay. I will always defer to my client. If I see
Whatever they want for that sign is what they're going to get.
has a puzzle, I'll go, and I will many times, I will spell the word and they will give me their sign for it. So in that situation, I will use their sign. It may be a wrong sign all over the world, but for that person at that situation, it is perfectly acceptable because that's what that person wants and understands.
Yeah. So I just really tell people, show me the sign that you like, and that's what I use. So you will see me sometimes throw a sign at her because she lives where?
I am in South Carolina.
And I'm in Texas.
I have lived in North Carolina, Arizona, Indiana, Arizona, Alaska, Indiana, South Carolina. So I have a whole head full of signs. And sometimes I have to go, where am I and which sign is it for this state?
Yep. So I hope that helps. Back to court. I'm going to zoom through the fun. I don't want to hear about pies. I don't want to hear about food. I've lost 20 pounds. I want to keep it that way. Doesn't look like much going on in his court today.
No, it looks like we might be about done there.
Well, they may have an afternoon session.
She's
That looks like a lawyer. Looks like he just crawled out of bed.
You're just now getting more discovery.
She uploaded a lot.
Okay.
June. And just kind of going along with some minimal discovery, and then she got after it like before Thanksgiving and dumped a bunch of stuff on it. I've gone through as much of it. She's out today. I was hoping to catch up with her. I think she knows the case pretty well, based on our discussions last Saturday. So I think more than anything, what would be helpful, you can set it for trial if you need to, but I think
I'd rather you see if you can do something first before we do that. Can we set it for next week, early next week, so you can talk to her? Because it's already 2:25.
And Judge, just to inform you, Rosette will be here on Thursday and Friday of next week. She won't be here Monday. So,
Of next week.
Next week, yeah.
She gone today and tomorrow?
She'll be back tomorrow.
She's back tomorrow. Are you here tomorrow in the building?
not in the building.
Okay.
I think Asher's got Asher's got a 10 o'clock service where he's getting an award or something. So I'm
Nice.
out tomorrow.
Do you want to do next Thursday?
Probably didn't.
Oh, stop it. He's a great kid.
Next week's weekend.
Okay, we'll wait the appearance. Just
On Christmas Wednesday. So.
Wednesday.
We're here Thursday.
Every day. Every day. Every day.
Like it.
Jails don't stop.
Yeah.
Ain't that true?
Okay, we'll just, and then hopefully, just if you can shoot her an email, say, hey, Leslie's here. Okay.
Jails do not
Is
stop.
discovery complete?
That's true.
Yes, Judge.
On her end, she's sending it, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Judge.
Bye, Len. Good to see you, man.
Uh-oh. Did we see this one already?
Need me?
It's off document.
Talk over there?
Council for reset. It's probably not all of that.
Oh, let's see. Somebody's got a little Santa hat on. There's not much going on in here either. Okay, let's talk about this one. Let's see. I lost a password to something and I'm trying to recover it.
Hey, ready?
It's an off-topic case, is that okay?
Of course. Come on up. What's your cause number?
You ready? It's 253-8191. And it's for Mr. Kevin Campos. And we just want the court to hear PC on it.
Can we do it a little bit later?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it a little bit later. All right? Okay. Thanks. Hey, yeah, of course.
Judge, we've got Mr. Greathouse on the docket.
Okay.
DWY. Judge, Mr. Greathouse was previously given a no driving recommendation. Judge, my client is a trucker, both in the.
I don't see it on docket.
Excuse me, I think we maybe did that. Can I give you a cause number, Judge? We were upstairs on the phone.
Okay, what is it?
It is.
Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We had 40 people on one at one
592.
time. We had over 400 views and only had like 13 thumbs. I was like, what? Come on, guys.
Mr. Greathouse is a long haul trucker, well, short haul, long haul, but he does lots of different kinds of jobs. But trucking is his livelihood, and without it, with a no driving condition, he's unable to provide for himself, his family, et cetera, et cetera.
Get it, but there's an FSRA here. It's a very serious.
Are there steps that the court could take?
SRA? Oh my
Do we have a dead
gosh.
body, Alex? What happened in the FSRA?
We don't have.
Let me see. My concern is public safety, right? We got.
I'm just trying to see if there's a way we can both account for the safety of the community and my client's ability to provide for himself. You can put a motoring device on the vehicle, Judge. Obviously, interlock.
With our bike and the bicyclist.
No, we're waiting on.
Yeah, we're still ready.
I don't, am I right in seeing that there's no conditions on the felony?
No. I'm trying to reset a password and it won't let me. It's not the email. I'm not getting it. Gone to the spam folder, done it all.
Can you refresh my memory on the FSRA, please?
Yeah, there's no blockages on the felony. I haven't seen any notes, just the root cause. Yeah. But I'm still trying to see this. Look at it first.
Judge, if I may, that my client would be willing to put the onus on himself to comply with any testing while on the road. He's pretty adept at finding, Googling and finding a place where he can go submit a urine sample if it's necessary. And he's willing to shoulder as much of the burden as possible to be able to provide
Right then, the bird.
Okay, I'm sorry, what are you asking for? Sorry. Oh, okay.
Okay.
You want the interlock taken off?
No, you don't even
No,
remember.
we're
Interlock.
happy. We're happy.
Oh,
I just permission to
okay.
drive.
Have-
Okay.
We've got an
Right.
in a motor vehicle and we have
And an
an affiliate
FSRA.
stop. So we have extremely serious cases. I don't remember, but I guess he's telling me I took the ability to drive away.
Right.
What happened in the FSRA?
The FSRA, he did strike a bicyclist who ended up having to go to Memorial Hermann, and we're still waiting on medical records for that. But she was injured enough where she had to be taken to the hospital
Right.
due to being struck by the defendant.
I believe at least in the OR, they said she's sustained a broken leg at the very least.
Is your guy's position?
It would be fine with what it was before, no ability to drive, considering the seriousness of this
He wants to drive,
job. Is he?
truck driver.
Judge, we could put some curfew hours. You can only drive between 7 AM and 5 PM, something like that. Put an interlock on there, you can put a govern on that.
His first job would be amenable to the curfew and interlock, that's fine.
Okay. How long has he been on board?
But you wanted to take him from driving for personal endeavors and pursuits, and he'd be willing to do that. He just wants to be able to work.
Okay. But he needs an interlock on the work vehicle then.
Yes.
Okay. So, but yeah, I don't want him driving in the middle of the night. So he'll have a curfew of 9 PM to, 6 AM or 5 AM, whatever you prefer.
Yes, sir.
No alcohol, no drugs, testing and yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, guys,
Hi.
it is
Good
2:00 here. I need to get some Christmas shopping done. Me neither. It's just been because of everything else that's been going on with the family. I haven't been able to focus on it. Not sure I wanted to focus on it. But I do need to go take care of something because I'm going to be seeing my mother, my adopted mother that raised me, and on Sunday, and tomorrow's Saturday. So I got to get some things done. And I think maybe we'll see how I'm physically feeling. I may get this stuff done on my computer tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday or evening. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you to our fabulous Miss Dianne. I greatly, greatly love and appreciate you.
Yes,
And we have missed having you.
I've missed being here, but I'm just really happy to be starting to feel better. I was at that place you have to die to feel better. That's where I was. Couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything.
That was what, since December the 11th, November the 11th.
November the 11th. This last week, maybe the last 5-6 days, I've had a voice. And I'm still coughing. Still coughing.
And all they said that was bronchitis.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks getting old, doesn't it? No, I'm kidding.
Got
No,
that right.
bronchitis. Well, part of the problem is that people are becoming more antibiotic resistant.
Well, they gave me this wonderful steroid the last time. And
Yeah, but let me tell you, you don't want to be on that stuff long.
they just gave me one, gave me a shot. That was all.
Yeah.
And so,
Finally helped.
and it did help. It helped to start to help stuff start breaking up, and it's still breaking up. I cough, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry, love. I really am. Happy birthday to Haley Mouse's dad. Happy birthday to him.
Yep.
Please give us a thumbs up on this live and the previous live if you haven't already. We will see you for Sunday Night Live. I may have a special guest. I'm working on it. Maybe we'll have Miss Dianne here to interpret. We
Maybe.
got to open it up again. We've got deaf people who do like to watch, but with everything that's been going on with her being ill and everything with me, it's been a little bit of a difficult time, but we're ready. And I told Dianne doesn't know it, but she's going to have to sign for me starting from about 12 o'clock noon on New Year's until 12 o'clock New Year's California time. So that's 12. That is 10 o'clock your time, or is it 11 o'clock your time?
What
Are
time?
you an hour behind us?
It is 3 o'clock right now.
Okay, you're an hour. So it's 11 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the afternoon your time. All the way till midnight California time.
What's going on?
New Year's Eve.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I would never make you sign that long.
I have a granddaughter has a birthday that day. She'll be 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
How precious. How precious. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Dianne, hold on. I'll talk to you when we get off screen. Oh, y'all see the pupper tail? Give me a puppers. Up, up. Up, up. You're going to say goodbye to everybody. Are you going to say goodbye to everybody? Mwah.
License.
So, with the pupper kiss, we're going to say goodbye. We'll see you Sunday, 7 o'clock for Sunday Night Live. Bye. Thanks for joining. Blessings. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.